Alright, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to defeat Mr. Stone. He does have some badges as well, so if you are a badge collector, maybe there's some things in this video that might help you for your badges, as well as this is a mainline boss, so you will have to do it. It's in the Arcanum, so you're going to fight him pretty early on in the story, and it's a pretty simple boss. If you're with a team of 4, you can just kind of ignore all of his cheats, but if you are soloing, it does require a little bit more effort, which I will talk about in this video. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Appreciate everyone that's been subscribing and watching all the Darkmoor videos on the channel. There's plenty of videos I have to edit, like around, I think I counted like close to like 30 something videos. So there's going to be a lot of Darkmoor videos. That's really all I have to say. But let's get into Mr. Stone. Now, like I said, it's in the Arcanum. It's going to be just in the regular Arcanum area. You can look up on the map. It literally says Mr. Stone, and you'll do it in the quest line, of course. But the first fight in this dungeon is the Meta Mimics. They have 16k HP, which if you're in a team of 4, it's really not that hard. You can just realistically, if you are, Scald Incendiating, you can just Scald Incendiate round 1, just Mass Feint, Blade, Scald Incendiate. And then if you are in a team that isn't doing Scald Incendiate, you can just stun them. They are stunnable. They aren't stunning me for some reason, even though they're labeled as bosses. But hey, you can stun them, blade up the hitter, and then just follow up with a Storm Lord or a Fire Dragon or whoever your hitter is, right? Whatever the school it is. But most of my strats are tailored towards storms and myths, or storms and fire, I mean. So I'm kind of just been used to that. If people really want me to make other strategies, I can. It's just a lot more effort, and I just tailored them towards storm and fire. But I know if you are soloing this, they're really not that hard either, just because they don't really use anything that's quite annoying. They do, polymorph and whatnot at times into like a random thing, but realistically it's not that hard, just because you can just blaze stack into an AoE, which I'm pretty sure I did in my run, because I do have footage of this, of course, and I'm pretty sure I did that. So very straightforward, nothing too difficult here. I think they can put weaknesses and stuff, but it depends on who they polymorph into. Realistically, you just blaze stack AoE and you'll be good to go. Then in the next fight, you do have the Broken Branch Knight, which is the elite, and then there's just like the regular Broken Branch mobs that are also in that fight. I think it just depends on who or how many people are in that fight. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be Broken Branch Knaves that spawn in extra if there's a group of 4 players or a group of 3 players. Which they don't have the most insane HP, just 3k, which is just Scald Incendiate. There's not really anything difficult to explain there. And then if you are in a team of 4, you can realistically just kill round 1, just Mass Feint, double blade the hitter, and they can just use a Wallaroo AoE, or if you want to be quirky or something like that, you can use a Shad AoE if you really want to. But they're really just 1 round, not too difficult, nothing to explain there. And then if you are doing this solo, the death mob does put negative charms, so be wary about that. They can, I think it has the golem in its deck, the one that puts like 2 chromatic weaknesses on you, but it does have avenging. So like in my run, it literally did the golem to put 2 weaknesses on me, and then proceeded to use path B avenging, and then just took away the weaknesses in favor of him getting pips, which, I mean, it kind of just made my run even easier. So there's that. And then if you are trying to aura, I believe they do have that's either Starfall or Attenuate in their deck. So hey, if you are trying to solo this, I don't recommend just auraing. I think just either blaze stacking and then just risk a weakness, and then just hitting, or just trap stacking and then hitting with an AoE. Kind of straightforward, not really too much to explain there. They don't have any cheats or anything like that. Then finally we move on to the main boss of this dungeon, which is Mr. Stone. Now if you are in a team of 4, you can just basically ignore his cheats. There's really not too much to explain there. You can just simply do Scald Incendiate, you can do Mass Feint, Pwn Feint, and then Scald Incendiate. You'll be good to go. Or if you want to do Backdraft as well, that works too. He does boost on fire, so you are getting, I believe, some certain amount of percentage there. I don't know the exact percentage, but you will be getting some extra bonuses from there. And then if you are in a team of 4, you can just Mass Feint, double feint, and then hit with the Tree of Strife or a Phoenix if you are planning on to use any of those hitters, and just kill him round 1, so you don't have to worry about the gimmick of his whole cheat. Killing him round 1 makes it so he just is really easy. It's not too difficult regarding that. And then the next round, you can just have the other 2 people on your team just hit with a Wallaroo AoE, and that's that, right? That's the Mr. Stone fight, pretty much simplified with a team of 4. Now, if you are doing this by yourself, there's a little bit more effort that you have to go through, because there's also some badges, which I will talk about first, which is there's 3 badges that Mr. Stone can give you. Number 1 is soloing Mr. Stone. That's 1 badge, you get Stone Loner. The next badge you get is I Hate Cheating Bosses, where you spend 10 or more pips hitting Mr. Stone in the Arcanum while he is stoned. And then Petrified Pugilist, I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry, not the best, which is defeat Mr. Stone in the Arcanum after being turned into a statue. So, wondering how all that stuff works? Let's look at his cheats real quick, which these are all the cheats I've gathered. I mean, there might be more. I kind of spent some time trying to get cheats and stuff like that to kind of showcase in videos. But he has 3 cheats that are mainly there, which is by Sun's Light, I am Stone. At the end of round 1, 5, and 9, and so forth, Mr. Stone will polymorph literally into stone for 2 rounds. In this state, he cannot cast spells, and he's immune to all damage. He doesn't have an immunity aura, it's just his base res is just basically immunity. So there's that, and he will say this cheat every 4 rounds. So there's a cycle of this cheat, he keeps doing it over and over and over. And his polymorph plays polymorph stays for 2 rounds. Then he has this other cheat where it's called Low Unhappy Growl. If the wizard, or anybody, if the wizard attacks Mr. Stone while he's in stone, he will say this cheat dialogue to prevent you from being turned into stone. So this just requires you to hit him every time he turns into stone. Best way to do this, in my opinion, pack wand hits or pack 1 pip hits of other stuff that you have access to. So for example, like if you're death, pack like a different school hit so you don't ruin your blade stacking, because you're probably going to just blade stack and kill. But if you are doing that, you do want to make sure you are using like an off school hit. So in my case, when I did this and I was going for badges and stuff like that, and just trying to beat the solo, is I packed a Wastelander wand. Wastelander wand has a shad hit on it, and that works. So just use the shad wand hit every time he turned into stone. Now every time he does turn into stone, you only need to hit him once. That doesn't mean you have to hit him multiple times that he's in the stone state. I mean, you only need to do it once. So off school wand hits, like I said, or 1 pip hits are going to be your best friend in this fight for solo purposes. And then he has the other cheat, which is you sat idle like stones, so stones you shall become. Now if you didn't attack him while he's in this stone state, you yourself will turn into stone. The wizard will be polymorphed into stone for 99 rounds, and you have a 77 card deck. And in that deck there's a random card called Break Free. Now Break Free is literally what's going to get you out of stone. So you make sure you are discarding your entire hand. Maybe you get lucky and you pull it round 1, in that 77 card deck. But realistically, you're just going to keep discarding your entire hand until you pull that card. It has a lock icon, so you can't accidentally discard it. So don't worry about that. I think Chaos learned from this from, I believe, Kansu. So they've kind of learned from that. And I'm making sure every time we do have a fight similar to that, or we're in a stone state or like a frozen state or a polymorph state, they give us a card that has a lock icon so you don't accidentally discard it and have to reset. So that's kind of good, but that's all you really need to do if you are in that stone state. And then like I said about the badges, when he is in stone, definitely get yourself that badge where it says I Hate Cheating Bosses if you are a badge collector. Simple way to do it is just empower round 1 and then second round hit with the 10 pip spell. Very easy to do because he's going to be polymorphed at the end of round 1. And then the other one, which is just being turned into stone, you just simply have to just not hit him when he's in the stone state. And then after that, you can get polymorphed. And then when you're unpolymorphed, you can kill him and then start doing your actual way of doing the fight. Just very simple of a fight. Honestly, not too complicated, but I think it was worth making a video just because there's some badges around this. And I might do that for some of the other bosses in Darkmoor as well. So if you are struggling with any bosses, whether it be solo, whether it be with a team, I'm going to try it around this time around. I know with the past couple worlds I haven't been focusing on solo players too much. I've been focusing on team aspect. So I'm trying to do something a little bit different and try to do both this time around. Help the team players that are in a team of 4, and then also help the people that are just trying to do this solo. So very straightforward of a boss. If you guys are struggling, let me know in the comments down below. And just remember, this is test run footage, so things can change whenever it comes to live round. Very possible. It is very possible. But sometimes things don't change. So don't stress too much out and you'll be good to go. But that's all for the Mr. Stone fight. Very simple, as I said. Go out and get your badges. Go out and do this if you're going to try it solo and whatnot. And if you're in a team of 4, very easy. Like I said, just Golden Syndiate, whatnot, very straightforward. Or, just single attack them round 1 and then just follow up with an AoE for the minions round 2. That is it for me, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.